school, and we're pretty to students feel very loved. I just thought the teacher would like the staff, and the staff typically goes to place.
Take seriously the way we like children. Good to be reminded that they are children very much more than you.
School, they have to have that time management, long-term project, essays, quizzes, tests. We're trying to get them on a study routine.
We'll go ahead and kind of maybe you can hear the presentation and then we can talk.
We'll be able to talk Lord, and give us life. Thank you for the gift of children. To teach them of our Lord Jesus, while building them on the home foundation of justice. You would like for your child to be 20 years from now. It's a big dream for your child. Take seriously the way that we like to children. It's good to be reminded that they are children very much more than you. But yet, I've seen teaching making skills to the children when they want to do that. That's why teaching Latin which means not mindlessly cranking out identical students like coins in the middle dials, but we are to care for the children unique and now about our religious component in school. At Bethany, we do believe that something is wrong. We believe the truth comes from God, that we are broken, and that He fixes us. That's the subject. He defines truth. He defines good and evil. Right in Bethany, we delight in teaching Lord's truth. And we boldly proclaim the eternal God who leads us right for centuries and each day begins with scripture readings, prayer, and devotion in each of the classrooms. We make regular child services, including reading and singing and devotion. Even on the third style of format, and simply Bible reading, a brief message, and lots of singing. Teach our religion and family. Which focuses on the Bible's content and the application of God and each time. Yes, English and joy is often put out of way. So we will have to make it show you. We should the English definition to make the reading and good. We will teach them that they have been saved by the death of Jesus on the cross. So in a world of hate, they are loved by the Lord. And these that love and forgive others, just in the same way they have been loved and forgiven by me. We will teach them being our own, that our Lord Jesus is with them. Despite what you want to teach us, it does not bring true peace. Such material success in life, we're not interested in competing with them. Completely different. We're interested in teaching them the truth, proclaiming the eternal gospel to children that have been created by God and saved by Him. We'll also encourage you in your curriculum life as we seek to partner with you. We're not even church. We're not seeking to take anywhere from our churches. If you don't really have a church, really joyfully follow you. Finally, we are blessed to have a dedicated and passionate staff at every level. They all joyfully serve in the school with a high sense of duty and care for the children continually. Father, be the Lord, bless you in the time of this day, and continue to make your child in the days ahead. And now passing this to the rest of the
Thank you, Pastor. I would say because that is the purpose and mission of Bethany Lutheran School, that we send you on your first stop into the school. So I want to thank you again for coming out this evening, and I want to say that the biggest thing people say about Bethany is that they have a family feel here. Everyone is very caring about each other, and the students feel very loved. And I just thought like the teacher would buy the staff, and the staff typically goes to plays to their plays and the bus and it was a really great thing. As with our school, they don't talk about academics. We accept differently as we also have on speaking and some rigor. We have advanced math programs that have the age range to be held. People always talk about private to our high school transition. They transition very well. We go to many high schools and all the public schools plus schools. Same as then every student that has applied for that and is taking the test has been accepted. Many of them get scholarships. They have really fine math scores for Bethany. So they are definitely academically prepared. They are athletically. We have a lot of kids that go to school. We have kids that are very lazy. So they transition very well in that school. But here's one little thing I'm going to stop and talk about, which is really important to us at Bethany. Safety measures, just with the volatile play, we want to make sure our students are physically safe in our building. Today, when we tour, you're going to see our security doors are locked. We don't prop those open during the school day at all. So the safety doors are always locked for people get it. You have to be ID checked by government. We just had a safety bill on all our students. Y'all have the copies and we have their system in the lab, as you can see as you walk around. We have community, we have the student many drills throughout the day. We want to make sure our students are physically safe, but we also want to make sure they're emotionally safe as well. That's making them feel secure and what things that might be bothered to them. We also do the love and logic discipline program. It works alongside our student parents, but we really want our students to be able to problem solve and take responsibility and let that as well. The other thing I would like to just say, I'm going to introduce these staff so you can put a bit and give a base for walking around. But as pastors here, we're making it to teach the Lord to you and like it us and our students. And that is our advice for the leader. And that do very well, just sharing the job of this Sunday. So at this time, maybe you can come and I talk for hour and write message on it as well. So at this time, I would like the staff to stand and do the moments, and then I will introduce some bars and you can, anyone who are talking about, and she's going to come on. Listen, Bethany is our second grade teacher, and she is also our business assistant. Oh, she okay. Mrs. McKissick is in her room. So thank you. And she was one of my students. I taught 15 students. I know we all want to say that. Laura Parks, our fourth grade teacher. And Matt he is the vice principal, he is the athletic director and the department head. And moves all the heavy stuff in the fourth student. He is our department test task force. This is 7th grade homework, soon is 6th grade homework, and is 8th grade homework. All right, that's the biggest joy of the class when I came to grow up. I was starting to school to make my better. Speech or meet about to time out, but I am going to put my heads to our school, and I am pretty well using so I get to go my outside with you. We have a program to walk and we do they actually send some of the once a week, and I do a lot of the team and advisory opportunities for students who need to be able to students to be food using it's like opportunity to find the best thing for the child. We have a environment teaching trials for smaller with design for students too. So it means outside of the school day, but it is open to also fully children as well. And then. Parents are just using it as something that can say that we should be
I'll get into some specifics in a moment. So last year, definitely, I don't know when classes, but it's definitely played together. And the classes typically come with it. It's been really awesome. That the last few years, even, quite a few school better. So it's been really awesome. I mean, these kids have so many talents music. I get to see how they have which is awesome. It's just, again, it's a great program. If you have any questions, I can certainly tell you anything about our program. So thank you very much.
I'll stick to this in the volleyball. I have to consider that and just the amazing things that we offer to them. So get back to that, our big, we don't know where they care about one another and they care about the community around them. We also have this opportunity to help build a communities. In one is in our sixth grade, we are when we take the children, we check out, all the there, stop the children, and we even go Washington DC, not only experience this community, but about again continue to live in and so much. We have a really program called the License. Every time a student we create along with the students' interest, and one will enjoy the students get to sign up for that, and then we'll get to go take up something that is helping form whether they want to know. It's fun, it's not easy. We actually have an art to send me. This is the most well, we also have a system of honesty. And society, get the students out of the community, then the different civic and ways. And that's what from figuring all the way through and it's got a lot of things. So please find me if you have any further questions about anything and everything about the school.
So they'll go to science with one of us, they will go to math and out, switching periods, going around what we need to do. And so one of the great things, I mean, you know what classes we offer, I'm assuming if your kids are ready for it, of course, we have our religion, our literature, math, and science. One of the cool things that we offer in middle school though is electives, and that's something different and new that we don't have in the younger grades. So when they do get to grade 6 and through 8, they'll get to pre-select some of their favorite elective options over the summer, and they'll get to take one a trimester. And the elective class is just 1 day a week, but there's so many cool things that we do in those. We've done cooking in the class, and we've done crafting, and just all sorts of things, technology.
Business, and actually sell things in the school,
Yeah.
so yeah.
And so those are really fun, and that's something they'll get to do in their middle school. So
So yes, changing the content. Yeah, so it is, we really, and, having high school here now, college, going to grad school and soon to be high school, we've really been learning along the way and have. So what else do you want to ask? It's really nothing is off topic. We really want to just help you feel comfortable with the decision you're taking and exploring with us. Yes, sir.
How many employees are there?
I think there are 40.
40, okay.
Classes coming up are bigger, but right now there's 40 in the whole middle school. So those are really nice size classes, so we can really teach them the content and work individually with not only you, but with.
Getting to know the kids really well on a one-to-one basis is a real blessing in disguise. You know, from a standpoint of, you look at classes, you wonder, is it too small? The size is perfect right now for us to get to know your kids well and help them in the way they need to be helped. One thing I too is the Washington DC trip that we
Nice,
had in
that in
the
my-
last
yeah.
couple of years, and going for that is sort of in addition to their learning and their memories that they make, while they're here.
I did mention the Honor Society, Mr. Rogers and Mrs. Price, who's in 4th grade, are charge of the Honor Society. So if you have any specific questions about that, feel free to ask Mr. Rogers. I just kind of alluded to a few things, knowing that we would probably talk about that in more questions. Yes, ma'am.
What is the transition like into junior high with like homework different places? Like how does that get into?
So their part, from what I'm imagining, their part will just roll into my room for all the remaining for all the fifth graders. And then we just kind of put them right, and I'm looking at like from a technology standpoint. As far as usage goes, we very, it's, up in the middle school, a lot of writing. We want to really work on their writing skills, penmanship. But we also work on technology because I know which I've learned is something that they greatly use in most, if not every school, it's the most used to it. So we really prepare them for that as well. I think we're still grappling with that, but we're doing our best to get them. Yes, very good.
No, they have to type assignment and they have to complete Google assignment. Not an assignment by any means, but we want them to know how to do it and be able to do it successfully for the by the time they graduate.
And I do, right now, we're teaching keyboarding class, so they're working on that because that is a skill that they need to have. So, and that's one of the standards and all good stuff. So we're making sure that we're on top of everything they would need to go to a private school or a public school. We're like a one-stop shop. Yes.
I know you mentioned like they have the opportunity to do advanced math like algebra. Is there an opportunity to go beyond that for students who are more gifted in that area?
So in eighth grade, currently, they stop at algebra 1.
Algebra 1. So when they go to high school, they would be able to skip Algebra 1 and go right into Algebra 2 as a high schooler if they're in that program. Right now, we're not doing double acceleration, but I'm not saying it's totally out of the question. If we ever had a student that was at that level, so far to my knowledge, we haven't, but if we did, I have a feeling Mrs. Tufty would be able to accommodate, she's our algebra teacher. But I can't, it's never happened yet, so I couldn't say for sure. But those kids that do, so my son right now is an 8th grader, if you didn't know, he goes here to the school, he's in the honors math taking algebra right now. When he goes to high school next year, Yorkville Christian, he won't have to take that class, he can go right into algebra 2, so we just kind of skipped one, so. For like my children, we send all the material on them, and I pay for my GPA. Proud comes my, so. Anything else? And again, if we haven't covered it and you go home and you're in the car, you're like, oh, just have Linda forward an email to us or on our website, our emails are there. I'm happy to just write mine down and I'll give you my phone and you can text me. Yeah.
What is homework like? And do you get time in class to work on assignments? Or?
Great question. Are you good if I take it? Okay. So homework varies depending on it. Most teachers, I'll speak to Mr. Rogers first. Mr. Rogers is a very organized, every week is going to look the same in his classes. They know at the beginning of the trimester, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm totally not being in class. They know that if they're absent, they already know what they're going to miss. And so he's really great about keeping that ongoing schedule and allowing class time. I allow class time. You allow class time. We're a little bit more, we differentiate our lessons so that students are, it's never quite the routine. It's always, we're pulling from different things depending on people.
And we're teaching them how to have great study skills because they do have to study for their quizzes and their tests and.
Time management too.
Exactly, that's their skill. We're training for them for high school. They have to have that time management, long-term projects, essays, quizzes, tests. We're trying to get them on a study routine to know how to prepare for those.
And it starts in 6th grade and we just keep, and we teach, I don't know if we made that clear. We teach all the 6th grade, we teach all the 7th grade, we teach all the 8th grade. So they filter through us all day long, which is great because we've known them from the beginning, all of us, and then we just help build what we already know they're capable of, so that when we do see maybe tendencies of slipping or engagement, we can definitely touch base with one another and just check in and say, did you know today that you didn't know it was a full moon last night? And if your child or children seem a little off, potentially could be the reason. And that's what these are the things.
Cool thing, just talking about how they have all of us as teachers, but I also have them in 5th grade too for their literature class and composition in 5th grade. And hopefully have your daughter right now, but the nice thing is they already get contact with one of us. And so in 5th grade, they're already seeing me, they already know who I am, I already have them. I'm already setting them up and preparing them for what they're gonna need to be able to do in Mr. Rogers' literature class in 6th grade. So they're already kind of getting a little bit of transition because they get to switch teachers in 5th grade and have me for that. So that's kind of nice. They're already kind of used to the idea, oh, we're big 5th graders now, we're gonna be doing some switching.
And as I think as a biology teacher, I teach the video. If you've ever had an older child, they might have talked about it, but the video is the sex talk basically, and we look at it from a very Christian lens and a very scientific lens, because ultimately in biology we talk about it again not only with plants but with animals, and so I'm very readily available and follow me. They haven't already by 5th grade, and then for about a week they don't look at me in the eye. So it works out. Are there any other questions for us? Because we want to give you time to go see the other classrooms if you want to say hi to your children.
One, unless somebody probably, I hope not. Can you give a few examples of the electives that you mentioned? Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll just talk about what we had this year, but we change them every year so that we're giving them continuity as the years go by. But so this year we had, I'm teaching a finance one, chess and strategic board games, and I also have one for engineering.
I'm teaching this year 2 entrepreneurial club first. Easy to say. Entrepreneurial club based ones where they start their own businesses, they create their own products and they sell their own products. And we work budgeting and time management, all of the things that you want a child to be inspired by. And this was inspired by our current 8th graders. They were the ones who actually started this years ago. And then my last one, I'll do a whole theater and I'll have a small show and everything. You're welcome.
The first trimester this year, I did a Bible study that kind of hit the main topics of the Old and New Testament. This current trimester, I'm working with the kids who are on a handful. We have a big competition at the end of this month, every year, winning champs, so we gotta keep it. So we kind of focus on building those skills. And then third trimester, I teach honors literature class, which focuses mostly on poetry and community writing.
And there is opportunity, I and staff both lead this honors reading symposiums that we meet with the 5th graders and we meet with the 6th to 8th graders on their lunch breaks. It's only about 20 minutes every Friday, but we sit and we read books and articles and talk about themes and have a really open dialogue about like different concepts and questions and stuff.
That elective is just a great way for the kids in addition to what you're saying, the reading club. It's just a great way for the kids to get exposed to honest literature and we want to push them. So those kids that want to be pushed, they have that opportunity. I think that's good for them, especially our active leaders who love to read a book every night. We have many of those. We have great value.
Yeah. How many students admissions such as the Benedict Academy or the Saint Francis?
It's really varied for where our students go after 8th grade. So, I mean, I know Mr. Rogers is the 8th grade teacher. He could probably tell you where they're all going this year, but
It's all kinds of directions. We have quite a number of students go to the local public school. We've got a good number of four going to Bennett. And as was mentioned at the kind of the opening, when it applied, was accepted. St. Francis is always in the mix, although I don't think we're sending anyone in this time. Yorkville Christian, and yeah, there's a good number there. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
From last year's class. Yep.
we do, it's kind of varied. Honestly, it's kind of, actually this year, it feels like more going to private school than public school. The majority of them are going to private school after this.
And it blows everywhere, and some years it's like 1 or 2, and this year it's gonna be a little more.
Yeah. But wherever they go, our main goal is just to prepare them and be ready for that rigor. And especially if they are going to go to somewhere like a Bennett, which is known to be very rigorous, our kids are ready. As Mrs. Dunlop was saying in the presentation earlier, our kids all had to sit and take that huge test to get into Bennett, and almost all of our students passed with no problems because they were ready. And so they're getting what they need here for those really kind of high stakes assessments. Anybody else have any questions? Anything?
Currently, first semester with 3 days of Beat Academy, so like we're big fans of those stuff. And they get to go to the camp, they get to go to the teach room, which I happen to be doing that again. The 6th, 7th, 8th graders asked me about the DC trip. But then what I also love in small school is your kids get to try whatever they want, and they can be involved, and they can do it all, and they'll work together with the kids to let them do it all if they want to try plus theater, plus any of that. Whereas if you go to a big school and there's just that chance they're going to get lost. Yeah. So.
Well, and to piggyback that, I'm sorry, but I think